Okay, so hi everyone. Yeah, let me turn on my camera. Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to today's meet. Yeah, so welcome to today's meet, our weekly dev call for Wednesday on 19th November 2025. So starting with the code of conduct, as you guys know, this slide does not contain any type of advertisement or of product, material or anything. Anything whichever which we use in the PPT is just for an example. For the link of privacy policy, terms of use and antitrust policy, you can check out here. So starting with the agenda of today's meet. Before starting, I want to just tell you that today's both of our maintainer won't be joining because of some work they are busy in. So I would be sharing the whole stuff and the other stuff which I want to share with you guys. So regarding the open source summit, Korea, how it went and what were the things which I got up like improvements which people suggested for the GitMesh and those stuff. Also regarding the features, issues and updates. And I want to discuss much about the architecture of the GitMesh then, upcoming community edition and upcoming events where GitMesh is going on. So, and the technical priorities, what would be the features or issues we would be prioritize in the future. And now Q&A as we do every time. Yeah, so starting with the summit thing, actually the Korean summit was actually so crazy that I got to meet some of the biggest names. As you can see, Daniela Barbosa is the CEO of Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust. Greg is the person who is currently the lead maintainer of Linux kernel. And even the James Demlin, who is the CEO of Linux Foundation, was there. Also, who does not know Linus Torvalds? So he was also there at the summit. It was actually a great experience there. Like it was my first summit, and it was literally the greatest experience I could have ever had. So would be trying that whosoever gets the chance for the LFX and upcoming LFX of the GitMesh would be mostly I would be trying to send them some of this summit if I could. So I would try to send them to some of the summits because this provides a great exposure and I got many friends there. I talked with some of the people from Atlassian, Red Hat, or like many companies like KT Cloud or many companies. So I got to know that I got some feedback which I would be showing what I was working in last 2 week. We did not had any meet last week because last week none of three of us were free, and that does not happen again. So I also have some of the architecture, like the community architectural decisions to be taken, which I would be sharing in the further slides, which I decided and talked with Ronit and Perv also for the those stuff. So talking about Summit, it was like literally crazy one. And I got many feedbacks for the GitMesh platform, which I think is personally like perfect. Like then I like changed some of the stuff in the website, added new features, was fixing some of the bugs, and I guess the architecture of the code base would be slightly harder now. We would be more focusing on some of the parts like UI and more focus on the security parts and the feature part. Like we would be like I have added some of the tools like if you know that Kafka and added open search for searching whole stuff and unleashed for like the plan management system. So I would be sharing it in the further slides. Talking about the merged uh, PRs or the issues in this last week were like there was some of the bugs which were fixed. I added the LFX Insight thing. Also, there was some like the repo was loading twice, so that issue was solved. Also, the toggle to include README in the create new project dialog was added. The theme toggle bug was fixed and the issue template were added. So like now onwards, whatever issue we create would be using these issue templates in the further. updates. Talking about what Ronit was working on, he was working on the manage page right now, but most probably these won't be getting merged because I had many, like I have made many changes in the code base to make it more stable, using more stable versions. Even I was like testing with Kubernetes and some of the stuff to manage whole the stuff completely working. I would be in the college maybe in next week. Mostly I would be there in the next week till 5th or 6th November, December, because some of the work, like documentation work. So I have some of the things which I want to discuss for that purpose. Talking about the actual community version which I was working on was this. Say, I would show you this, what I was working on. Hmm. Yep. So actually, this was like it's quite changed. We do have two versions now. We do have a community edition and a premium edition. Under the like a commercial edition, like we have a premium a community edition and an enterprise edition. Enterprise and edition would be completely handled by LVLI Labs. It would be a separate thing. And the community edition would I would be uploading the whole code of the community edition on the GitHub of the GitMesh. So it has like many of the things now. First of all, I would sign out. So there would be a page like this. This is what I was working on. I added three types of signups now. You can sign up with Google, GitHub, or the stuff like using the email and password thing. I have done with the GitHub earlier, so I would be doing it for right now. So starting with there would be a get started page. We have added many of the integrations now. So we would be adding this integration soon. Currently it is the essential plan which is of commercial edition. So this stuff are available right now, but it won't be there in the community edition. The upgrade plan won't be there in community edition. So talking about the invite to your team. Also, I thought of working the whole stuff in a tenant mechanism system. What is a tenant mechanism system is like how Slack or other stuff, other like companies work. They have a workspace and every workspace get a tenant ID, and using the tenant ID, people could get access to the whole workspace. So I thought of like what I got reviews from the people at Summit was to more be focused on the tenant version where we do have a complete workspace for all the people of the same project working there instead of giving an individual dashboard to every contributor. So there would be a workspace like this now onwards. People can add their team members, they can explore the context. Like I would be showing you what the context is, organization which they are working for, also reports, and they can create automations of Slack or whatever, like HubSpot or whatever they want. Now onwards, you can easily drop us an email. Even other than the weekly dev calls, you can get up on a call with us if you have any doubt regarding onboarding of open source. We have given some of the slots from now onwards when I will be pushing this code. So people can just come and talk with any three of like one of us would be there in the meet, so he would be handling the those stuff. So you can directly add and you can tell what you want for the meet and then just confirm. And your meet would be finalized on Google Meet. So talking about what I added, multiple things was I added this dashboard stuff. People can add the task management. There is a task management system completed a task management system here. We do have some dashboard right here. Then do have context section where people can add contexts. Like if I want to add of Ronit, then I can write Ronit. If I want to write this stuff, then I can write it. Otherwise, just add his GitHub ID, which is Ronit Raj 9, and tell him from which org he is. He is from GitMesh. Who is he? He is a maintainer. And if you want to add, you can add the period and add the organization right here. It is added. And if you want to add any type of custom attributes, you can just add it right here. And you can just add the contact. So there would be an engagement score calculated based on your engagement on the GitHub and other stuff, whichever you link the platform with. So there is an integration section. We have added GitHub, Discord, Slack, Twitter, Dev, the Dev one, the hacker news of YC. We have Reddit, LinkedIn, Stack Overflow, Zapier, Anytime, Discourse, and HubSpot now. And you can even build your own right here. So we have this stuff. We can even add our own filter now onwards. There is an organization section where people can just add and remove organization. Also, you can see the organization and the recent context added. There is an activities section where you can see everything happening. So like what you can do is like well, I'm working on this right now. So what it would do is like these are the default things which would be showing it here. So whosoever you added in the context, it would be serving them on this basis. You can even add your own custom activity right from here. Add an activity type, just add your own type, and then you can just go with this stuff. And you can add a contact for which you want to survey on, and those stuff would be done here. There's a report for contacts, product community fit. So whatever you're creating is how much related to the community. Like it would be gathering information from different social medias like LinkedIn, Twitter, and getting stuff from the people. And what it would be doing is like whole GitMesh would be doing the community plus collaboration version. We would be getting the feedback from community stuff, would be reviewing everything using ML and those stuff, and would be also having the gamification stuff and whole collaboration stuff which we were working. We do have the default reports here. You can add your own report from here. There's an Hawkeye section which would be surveying on multiple things. Just I would show you what how this works is mm, npm start. There is a dashboard with the Gitmesh super admin right here. This won't be there in community edition. You will be getting access to the Hawkeye, but for just for the commercial edition, which I have opened right now, would be having this super dashboard. So coming upon the enterprise version, so the plan has been updated to enterprise. So if I would reload the website, you can see the enterprise version right now here. And yeah, so you can now set up your feed based on this. You just have to click on set up your feed and just set up the whole stuff. Also, you can add the add automations right here from HubSpot, Slack, or any type of GitHub webhooks. You can add it here. So I was working on this stuff, the AI part which we had added in the Gitmesh currently on the LFDT's repo would be added here below this. So I was adding it. It would be done till maybe 5 of December, 5th of December, it would be done. So this was what I was working on during this time. And talking about the part, like, wait a second, share. Yep. So talking about the part which I was talking was this that I was adding the community edition right here, which I would be pushing the code soon. But what there was some problem was I have currently wrote the code whole as the enterprise version and the community version both together. So what I am planning is to open source the community edition and have the modules of the premium editions as the premium folder and store it in the Alveoli labs and use it as the subfolders or sub modules in the community edition. so I can add the both of the code, the community edition and the enterprise edition in the same code base. So it would take some time because currently I am only working on this part because Ron and Per are busy till 30th. Once they are got free with the stuff, they can like start working on it again. So I am working on it. It would be launched soon for the upcoming roadmaps and the technical priorities stuff. As you all know that I would be visiting the Tokyo, Japan in December. There we have 4 days, like maybe sorry, 3 days presentation for whole GitMesh stuff. There I would be presenting the stuff. For that only, I'm working hard to get it ready till December so that we can get actual customers from December. So other than that, maybe you guys also know that today only we have cracked a event with GitHub itself. We were trying to crack an event and we first tried with the GitHub India, but we had some problems with GitHub India because of that we don't have any DevRels of GitHub in India. So then we tried to reach the DevRels from San Francisco. So we talked with the DevRels of San Francisco, and then we got an event with GitHub itself. So we would be live streamed on GitHub's Twitch, YouTube, and every stuff. And there we would be introducing the team who is working in till the fab. Also, we would be describing what is GitMesh, a 20-minute demo of GitMesh, our motivation to build it, and how can people contribute to it. Also, the new thing coming up in the further weeks of February or the March. Also, if there is any question from audience, we would be taking it. It's on February 13, 11:15 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. For other Pacific or Eastern or any other time, you can check it out here. I've also given the Twitch, YouTube, and like the links right here, which you can see I have provided here in the PPT itself. Okay, so till this, that was all for the main thing. I know like there is only one person right now, so I wanted to discuss something important, but as we don't have everyone right here, so I would be postponing it to the next week. What majorly it is focused on is that part that we do have a coding stuff, but we are not able to manage the whole stuff. Like even we have three maintainers, but some like some in for some or the other reason, people are busy with some other part. So what we are thinking is to make a complete architecture in a way that there are maintainers, there would be a sub-maintainers who would be maintaining the repository and the LinkedIn channels or the Twitter channels of GitMesh and would be almost given the access as the maintainers. And they would be a part of GitMesh and would be even deciding what would be the further uh, parts which or like further features which we want to bring it in some time. So they would be getting more access to whole GitMesh ecosystem. Also, they would be getting some of the other benefits which we were planning. And I've made a complete architecture for those stuff. So majorly next week, or I guess like if we have people, I guess people would be free till 3rd December. So in the meet of 3rd December, that would be much more important because I would be sharing the complete technical architecture, which I am currently following for the community edition. It's quite stable. I use whole Docker and Kubernetes stuff in it. Already like implemented whole stuff in it using Kafka for like sending message in the bulks and those stuff. So I would be sharing the technical architecture on 3rd December and also sharing a community architecture in which we would be having a monthly or twice in a month voting where people would be selected for 2 or 3 months and for that duration they would be a sub maintainer where they would be looking after some a part of gitmesh and how to develop those part efficiently so that we can get more people collaborating for the GitMesh. As according to my plan, we would be mostly raising money till December with Antler most probably. But if we don't, then we would be waiting for some of the other stuff. So that's the major, like that was the major stuff which I wanted to discuss for the today's meet. I know there are like there we don't have many people right now in the meet, so we don't have much stuff to discuss. I had two stuff which I told technical architecture and community architecture to be discussed, but I would be making it more specific and then would be sharing it with you guys in the upcoming week or maybe in the 3rd December. So that was all from my side. If you have any doubt, like if Anubhav have any doubt, you can like just ask if you have anything to discuss or any stuff.
So you showed majorly the dashboard part today. So are there any changes made to the chat section that we have been developing till now?
Actually, yeah. So say this. Actually, say this. Yeah. Actually, what happened was why I did not added the chat section here because the current chat section, what I faced an issue was it was like it was quite hanging, like it was like stuck at some part and it was hard to like make the whole dockerize. So I haven't added the code of just the docker part in it, like, oh sorry, the chat part in it. Currently I haven't changed any part in the chat section currently, but I would be adding the chat section here with maybe slightly less feature for the first version because this one is quite stable, it works well, it has dependencies updated and everything working. So I haven't added chat system yet, but I would be adding it in the version. What I was thinking was I would be making a branch. There would be another branch. We would be having another branch. And in that branch, the second branch, I would be adding the whole community edition code base. Then once we add the chat section from the first part to this part, then I would be merging it to the main branch, right? So currently I'm thinking to add one more branch for just for some weeks and then just add it in the main branch once like other maintainers would be free.
So that was the only doubt I had. So I think
Also, most probably what I discussed with Ronit, you would be there in the like the sub maintainer part which I was discussing because we would be adding the maintainers. I had some of the people asking me to contribute for Gitmesh from December, which I was actually holding them back for right now because I was working on the community edition. But the people who were working from beginning, what I am thinking is to like give them the community architecture and whole stuff. So wait a second. I have this thing. Yep. So actually, you can see this code. In this code, we had this stuff like this would be added as the sub module. This would be added as the sub module in the community edition. So I would be making this directory private and some of the stuff in the backend part, which I referred as I referred as premium would be there are some section where we do have a premium versions. So I would be hiding the premium versions here. Yeah, this one. So the premium versions would be hidden in the community edition and it would be called as a sub module here. So the code base is like quite more tough for the people to start with. We do have Kubernetes, right? As I told, we have Nginx for maintaining the server load. Also, we do have some of the stuff like we have added the open search for searching whole repository for the repository's data, which is open source. As I just visited the Open Search Con in Korea. Also, we do have some of the stuff like Unleash used in it and some other stuff also. So it's quite like I've added quite many features, and now we won't be running the direct npm run thing. We would be running the whole Dockerized version. So it may take some time, but I was thinking to add some of the people to the part of sub maintainers, which we would be mostly giving them preference for the LFX version, for the LFX which would be upcoming for the LFDT next year, and also for the events like we do have the event with GitHub or those stuff. So we need a better structured team because I think we can't manage everything just with us three. We would be distributing power, and we would be holding voting every 3 months where the sub maintainers would be getting voted in or voted out by the people, and it would be anonymous as it is done in the LFDT's tech section. So we would be doing in that way. So that was all from my side, and I would, as I told, I would be sharing the both of the version and the next meet. I like. Would you be available for the next week, or like you do have exams, right, for
Yes,
the
but
next week?
according to the schedule, we have a holiday on Thursday, so it won't be a problem.
Okay, okay. So just I wanted to tell that on 26, I like the Ronit and Per had exam on these 2 days. So they told me to like share the community edition, but in next week I would be sharing the technical architecture or the community architecture. One of the stuff like most probably I would be sharing the technical architecture in next week. I would be showing the whole stuff which I made in these last 3 weeks, as I was not contributing to the main version of the LFDT's repo. So I would be sharing the technical architecture in next week. And if you are like unable to join, you can just see it on YouTube. And then on the third, we would be sharing the whole community architecture, which I would be discussing with you guys whenever your exam ends. So once it is discussed, we would be sharing the details with whole community on third, which is Wednesday. We do have some other contributors so that also to tell them they can start contributing. So we would be doing it from December. So that's all. Yep. So thank you for joining, and I think we can end the meet now. So bye and have a great week.